Greetings to you all. This is our fourth report on the collective mission. And as we did in the third report, we're going to be using headlines to help you see how the future narrative will play out.
Everyone knows Rome wasn't built in a day, but I dare say no one would expect to see a headline like the one we left you with in our last report.
If you found that headline hard to believe, you must be forgetting that the weapons of our warfare are mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds.
Exactly. The councils of two operate from the highest level of authority on earth and in heaven. But the book of Revelation speaks of a man who will rise up into a position of earthly power during the Great Tribulation period.
This scenario is much easier to conceive now that we understand that the world's population will suddenly become small enough to be governed by one world leader. And this leader, Revelation says, has the number 666.
It doesn't take much digging to find that Prince William's full name is William Arthur Philip Lewis. And when you put Prince Arthur into a gematria calculator, it comes to 666. And of course, after his rise, he'll be King Arthur.
Yes, today's press is already leaking out several reasons why Charles will not remain on the throne. But of course, this was the enemy's plan all along, so they could get the one man who was strategically bred so that his blood contains all 13 of the reptilian bloodlines. William Arthur, the 1000th Knight of the Round Table.
Drop the zeros from 1000 and you get the 1.
From here, we'll let our headlines continue the story. The publication you'll see, the Tribulation Times, is a monthly chronicle of future events. But in many cases, more than 1 month passes between our cover stories. because we're letting our cover stories reveal the Great Tribulation timeline, we'll be referring to these events as if they've already occurred.
We hope it's clear that the hacked humans of the future are the reanimated reptilian race. These beings were receiving their instructions from databanks inside the moon, and the next phase of their plan was to herd the remaining population into hub cities.
The reptilians were expecting to have billions of humans to hack into, you see, so they could rapidly build out their space program. However, due to majorly strategic moves made against them prior to the Rapture event, the invaders ended up with less than 10,000 workers per hub city to devote to their mission.
So the hacked humans' first order of business was to find a suitable manufacturing plant and retrofit it to build their space tech.
Meanwhile, the starseeds and saints were sealed, safe, and fully trained, operating from their heavenly seats to bring the enemy's corrupt systems down, starting at the top.
Oh, by the way, that explosion? Uh-huh. Spiritual warfare at its finest.
That explosion actually scrapped their chances of escaping God's judgment, because by that time, their window for exit was too small to meet their production deadlines before King Yeshua's return.
As we end out this fourth report on the collective mission, we want to point out that the information being shared here is not available anywhere else. We release it as it comes in, and occasionally we re-release previously presented material when it's relevant to the new data and will enhance your understanding of the big picture as it comes into view. Speaking of new information, our fifth report will be packed with it.
You bet. Part 5 is already in production, and you won't want to miss what will be shared, because it's never been shared anywhere else in the world.